Hello and welcome. My name is Georg Hinkel, and in this short video, I'm going to show you how to implement observable commands using the Tecan SiLA 2 SDK. So in the previous videos, I created a small server that exposes a single feature with a greeting service. And in this video, we're going to make this greeting service observable. Say hello command observable. So the easiest way to do that is to simply specify that this thing is observable. And if you do that, you can recompile, regenerate, and boom, this server hello command is observable. However, that doesn't help you in any way because you cannot respond that in which state you are, and basically this API doesn't allow you to do that. It's only if you really want to do an observable command without any actual need for it. The better way is actually if you also put the contracts, the SiLA 2 contracts into the contracts assembly. So you can basically just search for SiLA 2 contracts and also install that to the contracts project. And then this allows you to basically say, okay, this is an iObservable command of string. Hooray. Now, the problem is here, implementing the greeting service is a bit more complicated because you basically also need this iObservable command interface also in the implementation. So for that, you also should add a reference, and I would recommend you to do a reference directly to the SDK. Itself, because this basically means this is an iObservable command of string. And then, easiest way to implement an observable command is using the default methods, and you can actually say you want to create this by, and then you can actually provide a function that create a task. But you can also create a function that takes also an action which you can use to write the command state on it, and then create a task out of it. So basically, what we do is we use the async and await pattern for this. So we'll return a task of string and execute the say hello command with the given name and a action that takes in a double and an execution state. And now we can basically move this code here. And okay, I need to import the tasks. And we can basically execute say hello with the name from the parameter and the state update. Okay, double time span and command. Yeah. Okay. And we can actually now use the state update action to report state updates. So we can actually say, okay, so this double here is the percentage of how far we've been progressing. So we haven't made any progress at all. And we will probably take 10 seconds to complete. And we are in the state that we haven't started yet. Then we basically check whether the name is correct or not. And afterwards, let's also put a state update that we are actually finished. No, first, let us do something real, real work. So put a delay here in here for 10 seconds. We basically said that we would use 10 seconds. And then we have the state update, in which we basically say, okay, now we are finished. Yeah, so the time span is, well, actually not, let us take 20 seconds here, then wait for 10 seconds. Then we are halfway done. We say that now we still need 10 seconds. And we are actually executing. And then wait for another 10 seconds. Cool. The very first state update is actually not necessary because the SDK will automatically report that we are starting now. And the last is actually especially not important because the SDK will automatically, once this task completes, it will automatically report to client that we are completed, so that we don't have to tell it, because this is something that is rather obvious. Okay. Yeah, then let's go to the client. I actually forgot to remove the stuff from previous code. So might have spoiled something. So if we regenerate the client code, we basically get the same thing, an observable command of string to say hello. And here what we can do is basically we can say hello. And what we get is this time a observable command, and what we do is we write to the console the response result. And earlier than that, we also say that we the API of an observable command is basically is a channel. So basically this thing here is a channel reader of state update. So what we can do is we can read this thing. State updates. And let me do this asynchronously. And for those of you who don't know how to work with channels, those states updates, basically they have a completion task, and you can also wait to read async. So what we can do is while await state updates, wait to read async, then then we try to read. Yeah. read a state update. And if we fetch a state update, we do a console write line to basically say, okay, the progress is state update dot progress. P means percent. Then the estimated time is state update dot estimated remaining time, and the state is dot state. Cool. The fact that we are using channels also means that we will get everything, because basically the channel is read as soon as the call is made. And then once we receive something, that's buffered in this channel, and then we can, this method basically means that we collect this information. Yeah, and then let's just start the server without debugging. I did something wrong. I think I forgot to regenerate the code for the server. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so if you encounter any exceptions, please make sure you did regenerate the code. Otherwise, you will get into all kinds of trouble, basically. So let's recompile and then start the server. Okay, we are apparently. So for those things, it's the best way forward is to basically say, okay, you install the same version of everything into. So this uses a pre-release version for some reason. I did some experiments. Let's make sure that everything uses the same. So we need the. Yeah, this happens if you want to do too many videos at once. Sorry for that. So let's start the server again. Now it is starting, and then we go to the client and set it up a start project, and then run the client. And let's just do that straight ahead. And then we take a look at the console output. So here now, we get basically response that the progress is actually 0. And after 10 seconds, we will get a second message that the progress is 50%. And we'll probably have an estimated runtime of 10 seconds. Eventually, we'll get a message that, okay, I forgot to put it right here before it's closing. So let's do it again. The first delay that we see here is actually the discovery, because I put a timeout of 5 seconds for the discovery. Then we basically get this message that we don't have any progress. and the state is at not started. Then we get a second message saying that the progress is 50% and it's running, and we'll soon get the third message that it's completed. And this time this doesn't close. And finally, the last message is the console white line of the response, so that we got the response, hello client. Yeah. This is, in short, this is the way how you do observable commands. There is also a an overload here to also create intermediate observable commands. And if you want to, there's also more sophisticated ways to build up observable commands, but this is basically fine for most of the cases. You typically use a method or the async and await pattern, and basically get the get delegates to issue state updates or issue intermediate results at any point of time. Yeah, and for that, thanks for listening. And I hope to see you in the next video.